Hello everyone, welcome to the Wizards development stream number 3. I think it's number 3. I haven't been counting. Let me know how the stream audio is. I can't hear it myself. Let me switch to the desktop. Here we go, 1 second. I think I know how to do this. I'm getting better at it. Ah, perfect. There we go. The last update for the alpha was a few months ago. We've decided, I'm sure we put this somewhere in the Discord, but we've decided not to work on the alpha version anymore because we were splitting our time between the alpha version and the release version, and it was much better just to spend our time on the release version. So the alpha is done getting updates, and now it's just the release version that we're working on. Let me see, let me fix this. What's this? I don't know what any of this is. We should do this more often. It is fun to do these development streams. So the layout is a little tricky. We'll have to play around with it, and I'll get your feedback onto what's good. Let's see. I'll put the code. How about I put the code? I'm not sure how interested people are actually in the code, so maybe I'll make the code kind of more, let's see, like that? Maybe like that. And then I'll make the game like that. How's that? What do you guys think? Oh, that kind of works too, doesn't it? If I do that. Yeah, look at that. And then I can make the game bigger. There we go. So, I should have prepared all that before the stream, but oh well. So today we'll be answering questions. We'll be working on two things. I want to work on the map editor. Oh, I gotta change this text. I want to work on the map editor, and I want to work on a new spell. This game is made with Java, not C++. Java. Maybe controversial to some, but I like Java. Let's see. Aha, here we go. I'll change this. Now, I'm curious what everyone's interested in. Are people more interested in seeing the map editor being worked on, or a new spell that we're adding? You can just vote by typing it in chat. And if not, I'll be working on the map editor anyways, I think, because that's the one I particularly wanted to work on. But now I'm thinking about working on the spell, because the spell I was going to work on was going to be Fissure, and it was going to be similar to Maelstrom. I think, yeah, well, we got 1 vote for the new spell. And I think then, oh yeah, I think we'll work on the spells then, because that's more interesting, because, here, why don't I show off the map editor? I don't think we've shown off the map editor a little. Why don't I show it off a little more? New spell. I'll put that up there then. Ta-da. Why don't I show off the map editor a little? Because it's not done yet, but I'll show it off anyways. Here, I'll make that bigger. Here we go. And bam. So it's not done yet, but here, we'll play around with it. Why don't I make a grassy map? So it's really easy. You just draw on, and it shades it very nicely for you. So it puts the grass on top and the dirt. And if you do like a little floating island, it does the bottom. And you can switch between themes like that. And then you can put stamps in. So it's really easy to use. There's no buttons yet. It's all done with keyboard controls, but that's just because it's faster to development with. Let's see what else we got. We got an eraser, so you can make little caves. How's that? I think that's pretty cool. Oh, I'm sure there's going to be maps like that, if there aren't already by our testers, which I know there are. Yeah, so that's the map editor. It's not done yet. We're not going to work on it too much today. And actually, there's no way of getting out of it, so I'm just going to close that and then reopen the game. Whoopsies. So the spell we're going to be working on for anyone joining us is we're going to work on Fissure. So let's take a look here. Oh, I got to pause YouTube. It's just keep going. All right, there we go. Oh, why don't I show off some other stuff? I always like to, when the stream starts, to show off lots of new things that we have. And we have lots of new sound effects, particularly with fire. So let's check that out. Alright. Yeah, a bunch of new sound effects. So let's check them out. So I'll be quiet so we can hear them, and I'll turn up the desktop audio. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It polishes it all up. Alright, I'll be quiet so we can hear these new sound effects. Oh yeah, that one's pretty cool. Let's see the napalm. Oh, that's still the same, the pop out. Ooh, okay, that one's still the same, not very good. But the other ones do, like the bombs when they hit walls now. They get a nice little whack sound effect. So, pretty good. I'm happy with it. Our sound designer did a good job. Oh, move Mario Paper. Very good. He's always here for the stream. So the sound effects are pretty good. I like them. Nice. So now let's get on to the main event, which is the new spell that we're going to be working on. So let's go to the spell book and aha. So this is the missing translation name, but what it actually is it's not another rock slab. It's kind of the main ingredient of the fissure spell, which we're working on. We already have, whoops. Let's get out of there. We already have the main ingredients for the fissure spell, because a lot of what making the spells are in the books is just taking existing elements and putting them together in more interesting ways. So the flame imps look different, but they sound the same. So the fissure is mostly going to be pebbles. Yeah, with the new sound effects, those ones haven't been redone yet, and you can hear how bad they sound. Maybe I'll turn that down a little. Is the napalm bug getting fixed? Which one are you referring to? And then this is the new one. Oh boy, I'm gonna turn down the game a little. There we go. Oh, just closed something. Don't know what the hell that was. Yeah, so this is like, it's like a scatter rock. So when it hits something, it scatters into a bunch of rocks. So it's kind of like water ball, but a little different because it goes all in different directions. And we already have fissure, but it only happens over one turn like that, which we don't want. We're gonna make it so it happens over a bunch of turns and it shoots kind of more straight up, instead of being more like Maelstrom where it absorbs the water droplets from the water book. Oh, it is supposed to absorb them. So if you're talking about this interaction, which let's check out. If you're talking about, oh, and you're gonna, this is a great opportunity to show off a new spell that we have. Here we go. So let's shoot some napalm. So if you're talking about this interaction where water droplets, oh, maybe not these ones. Maybe it's only the large ones. Let's see. Or maybe, did someone remove that interaction? No. So yeah, water droplets destroy napalm. That's a whoa, what the hell is that? Yeah. So it is supposed to destroy them, if that's what you're referring to. Yeah, it extinguishes them, right? That would be the correct term if we were speaking English. Oh, these ones don't though. Maybe why don't we start off by fixing that? I think the problem is that called water jet? Yeah. Tiny droplet. Here, I'll show the code for anyone who's interested. Then at least you're not staring at the game. Wonk. Oh, it's small again. Now, let's see. So these are the tiny droplets. Let's see. I think the tiny droplets, yeah, they don't destroy the napalm. Yeah, so they get extinguished. You're supposed to be able to tell because, like, when I do this, you see it makes a little puff of smoke, right? So that was supposed to kind of signal that it's like an actual thing and not like a broken interaction. But maybe, actually, now here, I'll create a list of all the stuff that we should be doing. One of them is definitely fissure. And then making tiny droplets destroy napalm. And then converting, because now you've probably noticed that, at least in the new updated version for Steam, is we don't really use, whoops. Well, you can see it on the water droplets, right? When I shoot the water droplets, they have a nice blue trail. But that's not being done with any, like, sprites or anything. That's being done with, like, a particle engine that I wrote. And so, this new smoke, yeah, you can see it on the explosions with that fire as well. It looks a lot nicer. And so when I do this, you see kind of the old pixel art smoke. So why don't we're going to move that over. So migrate smoke to the new particle engine. Let's see. Yeah, so mud spells definitely need their damage, like the mud bomb, especially because that can do like 100 damage. I know on the alpha version that one definitely like does too much damage. I'm not sure if we fixed it already because we keep trying to fix it, but for some reason it's a little tough to fix that one. So let's take a look here. I think since this isn't part of the water droplet class, it's causing a problem. So let's see. Whoops. Oh my god, what's going on? Okay, there we go. So we're going to see if the thing that we collide with is napalm. And if that's true, we'll remove ourselves, and then we'll remove the napalm before we do that, we'll play. Whoops, how do you do that again? Play effect. Other effect type dot napalm puff. There it is. So let's take a look, see if that fixes it. One of the reasons I do like working with Java instead of native languages like C or C++ is when you want to redo, like when you change code, you don't have to restart the program. You can just kind of recompile it. Maybe you can do that with C or C++. I'm not sure. Let's see. But I'm pretty sure you can't. Oh. Maybe, I think because they're too small. Let's see. Maybe if I get a better angle here. Let's take a look. No. I think it's because they're too small. So here's what we're going to do. Instead of doing it on the onCollide, and I don't particularly like doing this, but we'll check every update. So we're going to see nearby things, and we'll say, in a radius of how much? We'll try 16. And then we want napalm. Oh, and so this will be napalm here. Let's try that. Oh, this actually won't work. I'll have to restart for that. Let's give that a restart. There we go. And it'll reconnect. Yeah, so if anyone has any questions about the game or development or, you know, things that you liked about that you find that you liked in the alpha or stuff like that, let me know. We're always looking for feedback, especially right now. Let's see. Yeah, I still have them. Uh-oh. Alright, I don't know if that's supposed to happen. Broken game. Alright, let's take a look here. Knockback has been reworked, sort of. Sometimes it's a little janky. You might have noticed earlier when like the napalm shot towards me. So it does work a little differently now. But I redid it so long ago, I can hardly remember. Like now, some of the things that were broken before were, for example, napalm, when it hit you, it would always like shoot you to the right for some reason. But now it should shoot you in the right direction. Let's see if I actually fixed it. Oh, well, it hit me on the left, so that should have happened, but it didn't like shoot me like at a right angle to the right. Let's see. Yeah, so it does work more properly now. The Arcane Tower. Oh man, should we show off some new arcane spells as well? We should just show off everything that's new. Alright, let's give it a go. Let's see if this water jet thing works. Oh, I think 16 is still too low. Let's try 48 to see if this code's even working, because now I'm suspicious. Let's give it a go again. Interesting. On improving the visuals. Which visuals are you talking about? Arcane has been changed a little. Yeah, so that's definitely not working. I think... Oh, you know what? Is it this? Interesting. I will just put this as a little to-do fix. Doesn't work. Sometimes you just have to do that to get the show on the road. So, what we were working on today, the main attraction, was making Fissure. Because right now when you use Fissure, it just happens once. And I want it to happen, you cast it, and then over the next 3 or 4 turns, it shoots multiple rocks up and up and up. The character models, design skills, maps, etc. So things are being changed. So you've probably already noticed the napalm looks different than on the live alpha. All these spell icons are being changed. We have the fire ones done, but they're not in the game yet. So there's a lot of stuff being redone. Like the characters are pretty set in stone because we have the outfits for them. You can see one of the new outfits that was designed by one of our patrons. Why don't we check out a few more of the outfits? I think I have all of them unlocked on this account. Let's see, outfits. We have lots of outfits. I like the frog hat. That's my favorite one. Oh, this game, you can get it to run in 4K easily. I have all the hats. This is also a patron design here. Let's see. I think it won't save because if I don't own this, here, maybe I'll just cheat for a second. There we go. And bim, bada, boom. Just unlock everything. Now if I refresh this. I should have everything. Yeah, there we go. So, why don't I show off some of the patron outfits too? I'm getting so sidetracked, but it's kind of fun to show off new stuff. Oh man, that beard does not work properly. Oh well. But we've got this. We've got all new sorts of things done by our patrons, which is awesome. Yeah, so the character models, like the actual body, besides skin color, which we're going to plan for you to be able to change, is set. Faces you'll also be able to change, and hair and stuff like that. But more or less, like this is what stuff will look like. We already have the system, so you can see here, you can start switching stuff around. Here's the tomato hat. I love this one. Shout out to the person who made it for me. Let's see. So, I don't know. Let's be a fish person today. Oops. A fish pirate. That's, what would you say, appropriate? Alright. So, let's get working on Fisher. So, I'm not sure who cares so much about the technical details, but all the weather effects, so like the clouds, the maelstrom, the churning water that appears at the bottom, they're all weather effects. That's what they're kind of defined as in the code. And fissure, although maybe you wouldn't define it as weather, more like a natural disaster, the code just looks at it like it's weather. So let's take a look in the code here to where we want to be, and we'll make a new fissure class. So here we go. Fissure. And let's see, and that extends weather. And I think that's all we need, yeah. And what I think I'm going to do, just for now, is I'm going to define it just to be the churning water, because it appears in the same spot anyways, so why not? Where is it? Is it whirlpool? What did I define that as? Oh no, I think it's defined as just a cloud, isn't it? Yeah, something like that. Let's see. Let's see what I defined it as. It's, yeah, it's just defined as a cloud, so we'll define this one as a cloud too. Oh, so that we have a few different things that we're thinking about for cosmetics, but for now, you're going to unlock them all for free just by playing. That's the current plan. But, yeah, so it'll be something like that, right? Exactly. Is it changing from just leveling each book? Yeah, so one of the great pieces of feedback that we got during the alpha is that people really like the affinity system, but they don't like having to equip spells just to get affinity. And I thought, okay, well, we could make it so you just select your affinity, but it doesn't really make sense to be getting fire points if you don't have a book that has fire in it, right? So I think we're going to scrap affinity in its current form, and you're just going to get levels from playing. How do you plan on unlocking spellbooks? So that'll be through gameplay completely. So you'll just play, and we don't have specifics yet, so maybe you'll get a spell when, every once in a while when a game ends, or maybe you'll collect some kind of currency to unlock spells with, but that'll all be through the game. You won't have to pay for spells. Good question. Alright, so let's see, fissure here. I'll just work on it, and you guys can keep asking great questions. Actually, this is a good opportunity just to steal the code from this. Because it basically is like the same thing, isn't it? Actually, I can probably just steal all of this, can't I? Yep. I think so. Yoink. And we'll just fix that to fissure. Alright, I'm ready for your question. So all spell books, I can probably confirm this because we only talked about this briefly, like internally, but I think it's pretty much confirmed that all spells will be unlocked through gameplay, so you won't have to pay to get through anything. So there won't be any paywalls for any spells. Over Animal Crossing? I don't know, man. Why should you play any game over that game? No. No problem at all. I mean, we just started the stream anyways, and these are good questions. Yeah. They're common questions. We get this a lot. I mean, really, we should have an FAQ, but I don't mind answering them. For new books. Yeah, so we have plans for new books. We don't have plans for them yet, but we plan to have them. And the complete book so I can pretty much confirm, if we go to the spell books, that we're going to have the current spell books plus 2 more. One's going to be nature, and then the other one we actually don't know because we don't have any ideas yet. We haven't thought about it. But because we're kind of nailing each spellbook one at a time, so we've finished Arcane more or less. Fire's more or less done. We're finishing Rock and Water next. Water is more or less done as well. Ice is more or less sort of done. Yeah, Nature will be back. Absolutely, Nature will be back. I love Nature too. How many spellbooks are planned? That, for launch, 9 spellbooks with, let's see, I think each of them will have, well, let's count it, 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, that sounds about right. So 11 times 9, that's 99. Yeah, that's right. 11 times 9 is 99. And so we'll have probably about 99 spells at launch. Arcane Fire, Earth, Ice, Water. Oh, well, let me show you. We've got Arcane Fire, Rock, or Earth, Ice, Water, or Seas, Storm, Underdark, and then we're going to have Nature, and then we'll just leave this one over here for a mystery. It's 12... Oh, okay, that's one of my developers. I should mod him in my stream. 1 second. Mod. Done. I hope that's my mod and not someone with the same name, because that would be bad. But yeah, so 12 spellbooks, because this is actually not the complete... This is not the final form of the system. Because it turns out that it's really easy to do spells in groups of 2, but not 3. For example, Napalm goes to Napalm Bomb, which goes to question mark, right? Like, it's really hard to make it kind of coherent. So we're moving this to like a 2-2-2-2-2 system, and then the last 2 spells will be kind of, you take so many spells from the book, and then you can take the super powerful ones. Yeah, so thank you for that correction. So it will be 12 spells per book. So 12 times 9 is, what, 118 or something like that? Something like that. Alright, so we were working on Fissure, that's right. So we've got Fissure, and instead of Water Drops, we're going to spawn Scatter. Rock Scatter, here it is. Rock Scatter, so we've already got this in here. Look at that. Code 2. Whoops. We don't have that. Alright. That looks about good. And delete all these comments. I don't like having all of them. Alright. That looks about good. And then for churning water, we're just going to steal that code. Yoink. And then we're going to go to Fissure. And yoink it in there. Actually, I might use this code coming up when we actually do this properly. Let's see. Yeah, so we're going to have familiar spellbooks, definitely, to ones that you've probably seen in some kind of previous similar game I can't mention. But yeah, so probably similar ideas. Let's see. That looks about good. And then I'll edit one spell for our client, which is the definition for all the spells. And this does something really cool. Oh, this is a really cool feature. Maybe you noticed as I was playing. But now when you cast stuff, that appears at the bottom. Shoot, I don't have any spells. Oh, I really want to show this off. You'll forgive me for doing this. For going back and getting more spells here. Spellbook combinations, as an example, fire plus earth might unlock lava. Or fire plus seas might unlock steam. Oh, like you're kind of saying like the game Magicka. Do you know that game Magicka? Where you can kind of combine elements. Well, we sort of have similar... mechanics where some things combined into each other. Maybe we could have something where when you destroy napalm with water, it creates an updraft like in Breath of the Wild or something like that, and then you can get like a boosted jump for like a turn there or something like that. That would be kind of cool. Let's see. Oh yeah, I wanted to show off. I'll take Volcano here, because that's probably one of the best examples. Here. So now, for any spells that you cast that always appear at the bottom or the top or in like a specific location, when you try to cast them, it shows you kind of where it's going to appear. So you can see on the bottom there, it'll show you. I think that's kind of cool. And then another thing is you can no longer cast targeted spells outside of the area. So if I have this spell to spawn a dummy, I can't spawn him above the world anymore. So if I do that, it actually shows you now, like, oh, you can't cast it there, and it just puts it at the top. And the reason we did that is because what you could do is you could just technically like spawn something super high up, and then it would like never fall to the match, and the match would never continue, right? So yeah, we had to patch that. Anywho, what we were working on was Fissure, so let's see if that works. Let's refresh the code here. I think this should just work. Maybe I might have to reset the server though. Oh, it says it worked. Well, let's see. I don't trust it actually. Oh, something happened. Oh wow, it worked. Oh, well. Question mark. Not working great. Interesting. Yeah, that didn't work out at all. Let's see here. So we've got the new fissure thing. I'm surprised that worked, because usually you have to restart the server if you make a new class. Oh well. I'll trust that it just worked. So I don't know why that didn't work. That might have been it. Maybe Rock Scatter doesn't work so well with that. Maybe I'll make it Pebbles for now. And then we can make the other stuff come out at a different time. Fissure should just fire straight up from the bottom. Okay, let's take a look there then. Let's see what happens if I do this. So that looks a lot more like another spell, but we want it to work more like Fissure. That's weird. It's going like multiple times. Let's see what happens. Yeah, it's doing like all of them at once. Interesting. I wonder if that's because I stole the code. Oh, it does look exactly like the Maelstrom, doesn't it? Yeah, that's kind of funny. How they all arc up and make kind of like a dome. How are the maps generated? They're random. The maps are randomly generated through some amazing code that one of my developers did. You know, that saved me a lot of time having him. Because random generation is hard to get right, and this works pretty well. I mean, yeah, for the most part, it works pretty damn well. Let's take a look here. Alright. I'm not sure why it's happening multiple times. That's very odd. Interesting. I'm gonna ignore it for now. Let's see here. Yeah, so water definitely destroys a lot of terrain. Rock destroys a fair amount too, especially if you look at, oh, well, I wanted to show Fissure, but that was like the old Fissure. Why don't I just take all the rock spells? I really should add a way to switch spells without leaving the game for testing, but oh well. Let's take all the spells. Whoa, is that a new follower? Thank you for following the one Magnavox. What should I call the goons that watch this stream? Should I call them the wizards? The wizards? The visual effects, yeah. So they are very placeholder. Most of Fire is more or less done, but yeah, a lot of these are definitely placeholder. Like if you look at this, that's definitely placeholder. All these little particles that appear, the sound effects, whoa. Thank you for following We Conquer. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, so that destroys a lot of terrain, as you can see. Probably actually even too much by the looks of it. That's like an insane amount, actually. Let's do that again. Yeah, that's quite a fair amount of terrain. So I would say that water is better at punching holes in the terrain, but rock is better at kind of doing a, what would you say, a more spread out amount of damage. That's what I would say, at least. There's Mega Boulder. Oh yeah. I like that spell a lot. And then here's the Scatter Shot, which kind of scatters into a bunch of pebbles. Yeah, exactly. Water Ball kind of makes little caves that you can walk into. And then Pebbles, if we look at Pebbles, it kind of, what does it do? Let's see. It digs a little bit of a hole too, but it kind of also goes in different directions. Well, water kind of digs in one spot. Whoops. Oh, that's a developer spell. You're not supposed to see that, but oh well. It just spawns in a fake wizard. And they're always naked now. They used to not be always naked, but now they're always naked. Oh well. So let's see here. Oh yeah, Mud Bomb is a little broken right now. It does way too much damage. Let's see. Oh, well that one worked pretty well. Usually it just one-shots whatever it lands on. Let's see. Oh, well that worked pretty well, didn't it? Maybe someone changed it on the branch of the code I'm working on. I'll have to take a look later. So let's take a look here. We're going to get Fissure working. So let's cast Fissure. And don't worry about that water that pops out. That's because we're using the code from the thing that does that. Oh shoot, don't close that. Are you talking about Water Ball? Max range cast, it clusters instead of spreading. Yeah, Water Ball, right? I think, because how Water Ball works is when it explodes, the water droplets have a similar velocity to the actual water ball. So if it's not moving kind of fast, they all go out in different directions. But if it's moving fast, then when it explodes, it has more effect on the water balls coming out, the water droplets. Oh, Mud Bomb. Is that how that works? I make this game, but I don't really know how things work some of the time. So let's see. Let's try doing it like this. Oh yeah, you're right. Well, I guess leave it to you guys to figure out all the little kinks with everything, eh? So let's see, scatter. But we don't want the pebbles. I want some scatter shots to come out of it too, because they're kind of fun. And it's supposed to go more straight up. So why don't we do this? We'll do that. And then spawn position. We'll make it more slightly... Oh, we have a random thing here, so we may as well use it. Actually, no, we're not going to. This is way more convenient. Let's go from negative. Oh yeah, we'll do the negative of the size of this thing. Let's see, times by 2. 2 get radius. Oh no, times by a half. I want a half. I want 1/2. So it'll be a little all over the place, but then the velocity, so this is the velocity. And then let's get the velocity to be, we'll make it more upwards, and we'll make it more upwards the more turns this has been going on. Actually, that won't matter too much perhaps. I'll make it the same every time. So we'll go math utils, and we'll get a random number. Let's say from 50 to 150, yeah. It's good to start big, and then you can make it less as you go. And then we'll make the x just slightly different, because we want it to be shooting more or less kind of up. So we'll go negative 10 to 10. Why don't we try that out, see what happens. Is that true? We could try that out on a naked wizard. Let's try that out. So I'll throw in a naked wizard here. Oh yeah, look, there we go, the new changes. Hard to tell, but yeah, that is going more straight up now. We'll have to take a bit more look. Maybe I'll make it even more concentrated. So like, this is 2. So we'll make it a 5th. Yeah, that goes like, it goes like 5 times. That's so weird. Why does it go 5 times? I hope it's not broken for everything right now. I hope it's not. It's going like, yeah, look at that. It just keeps going, going, going. What's going on here? What is going on? I don't like what I see here. I'll have to investigate in a second here. Let's see. So I will cast Naked Wizard. And now let's try Mud Bomb. Let's see how much damage this does. Oh, that does quite a bit. Oh wait, I don't know why I just left the match, but this is actually fine because I wanted to grab some other spells here. I want Fissure, and then I want Rain Cloud, and I want Storm Cloud, because we're going to see if it's broken right now for all of the weather effects. On a gear spell book, like a what would you say? Like a what's that word? I can't remember. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. Like a mechanic book. Maybe something like that. I think doing something a little more different would be interesting too. Cog, yeah. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So yeah, this is definitely working. The water is definitely working. I should add in something that I can speed up the game. Maybe I'll make it so everything runs really fast. That'd be kind of fun for the stream. Because how fast the game runs is all on the server. So if I just increase the physics speed, like it'll go like super fast. Let's see here. I'll make the physics speed like... Oh wait, what am I doing? This isn't what I want. I'll make it... Let's make it 4 times as fast. So everything will go super fast. It'll be cool. And then we don't have to wait for the water to drop each time. Is that faster? I can't even tell. I don't think that's any faster. Oh, you know, it won't be. I have to restart the match. It's like a weird quirk with the code editing thing as you're running it. So now it should be. So let's see if I jump. Oh, wow. Okay. Things aren't appearing to be working. Let's see what happens. Not good, not good. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, that's definitely fast. That's kind of cool. Yeah, definitely moving doesn't work when you're at the super high speeds though. Yeah, actually, I don't even know what's going on anymore. That broke everything. I wonder why that broke everything. Very curious. Oh well, I'm gonna just restart it with the regular physics. Oh well. Usually that works. Something's weird about today. Yeah, well, we can definitely have like a mechanic's outfit or something like that. Like I plan for us to have a lot of outfits, so that'll be definitely fun. So yeah, all the other weather effects works. It's just Fisher that seems to be kind of going haywire. Interesting. Very interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I wonder why that's happening. That's very strange. Very, very strange. Oh! I thought, no, I was going to say it's because of one thing, but then I didn't know. Shoot. Yeah, very strange. Let's see. Time between attacks. It should be the same. I did it all the same. That's like the strangest thing ever. Interesting. This shouldn't be like that. Well, we'll just ignore it for now. So let's see. Oh yeah, that's exactly what we want, isn't it? So it's way more of like a fissure through the earth. Oh yeah, nice. Oh, that's so cool. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. How's the audio for the game? I hope it's not too loud. It's pretty damn loud for me. Maybe I'll turn that down a little. Yeah, that looks awesome. There we go. I think that's actually perfect. I mean, that's it. The stream's over. We're done. That looks perfect. Maybe it needs to go a little higher. But yeah, I would say that's good. I wonder how much damage it does. We'll have to test that out. But I only wish it wouldn't happen like a million times. I don't know why that's happening. I have a guess why it's happening, but I don't actually know why. Interesting. I really copied and pasted it from Churn the Water. Well, let's see. Let's see if that spell does it too, because that's where I stole it from. Let's see. Oh, I'd like to show this off. This is so OP, it's ridiculous. Like, when we're testing with this spell, it's just absolutely ridiculous. It destroys the entire map. Actually, you know what? I'll be right back, but I'll cast a spell, and we can all watch it in all its glory. Yeah, maybe a little too OP. Oh yeah, so like you're talking about the map props, right? Like the trees and rocks and stuff. We do plan to get different ones put in. These ones we kind of just stole from like a free asset thing. Let's see if this spell does it twice per turn. Or maybe it's set up to do that for some reason. Let's see. No, this one works. What the heck? What's ripping me off here? You know what? I'm just gonna restart everything. Sometimes that fixes it. I have a feeling that might fix it, but it also might not. Maybe I'm just too superstitious. You type wet in chat, and actually that reminds me of talking about something, which is like after spells like fireball or like water like explode on the terrain, I want the terrain to kind of change colors. So like water will make the terrain like a little more, it'll look damp or something like that, and fire might like scorch the terrain. But I'm not artistically talented enough to put that in myself, so I'm waiting until the inspiration kind of comes to me. So let's see here. Oh no, that didn't fix it. Yeah, I'm just too superstitious. Interesting. Well, I don't really want to work on this right now, but we're gonna have to take a look at it. End of turn effect phase. Here it is. Find objects to simulate, yeah. Interesting. Oh, I wonder if it's getting added in here twice, but why would that happen? Well, let's see. Let's see what calls that. Yeah, right here. Let's do that. And then we'll see what happens. Aha, look at all these things. Ah, look at that. Look at that. Why the hell does that happen? What the heck? Are these all the same or are they different? Object ID 4. Object ID 3. Okay. Well, that's definitely not good. Why are like a million of them being put in? Oh my god, I'm so stupid. Fissure, the original spell for it, is supposed to cast 3 times. And so what was happening is it was casting the spell 3 times. So we'll just delete that. Whoopsies. But the actual spell works great. On a clockwork, that's the word I was looking for. Clockwork. Okay, where's that breakpoint? I don't want that breakpoint anymore. A clockwork themed spellbook. I'll have to take a rain check on that question because I don't know the answer to it. We haven't even spoken about any spellbooks right now after the 9 spellbooks that we plan to put in, but we do plan on having spellbooks afterwards. The only thing is how many spells is too many spells? That's the question, I guess. But maybe we can just keep adding spells and it won't be a problem. It'll make it more exciting. But I wonder, because if we had like a rotation system where like, oh, you know, the month of January you can use these spell books and then the month of February you can use these spell books, I don't think people would really like that either. So it'll be an interesting kind of balancing act between having too many spells and yeah, maybe it's never enough spells, right? Maybe we just put in a shit ton of spells. Alright, let's see. Fissure. This should work now. It shouldn't cast 3 times anymore. So let's see what a fissure looks like if it's not 3 of them. So that's pretty good for the first one. Seasons, yeah. So like if you're thinking of like a game like Hearthstone or something like that where each season they rotate in cards that you can use in the standard and format and out of, you know, cards out of it that you can't use anymore. That could work. Hey, that works pretty well. I wonder though, what do you guys think? Is it too wide? Is it gaping too large? Should we squeeze it shut a little more? Maybe it's a little too thick here. I have to make it a little skinnier. I think it's just a little bit too thick. Just make it a little more skinny. So I'll reduce this to maybe point. Whoops, that's not how decimals work. Do it like this. It might be a little too much on the third go around. Why don't I reduce it by just a little? Sometimes when I do this, I like to open up like a grapher, and I like to graph the equation for how many things will appear, or like how it scales up or something like that, but maybe I won't do that now, because I think people will get very bored. Let's see here. Why don't I make it so instead of it gets 18 each time, it gets 12, and we'll buff the first one up by 6. Yeah, I like that. Oh, I see. So, like, only a few at first, and then a ton after. I actually like that, because that's kind of exciting. So why don't I do that? So I'll make it so it's, like, get rid of that. We can get rid of those brackets. I'll make it, like, 10 to start with, which is, like, nothing. We'll see. And then each time, we could make it exponential, which is kind of fun, too. But, I mean, does that really matter? Because well, actually, exponential kind of makes it exciting. Let's make it exponential. Oh, yeah. Any mathematicians in the chat right now? Well, I guess exponentials aren't really that exciting. Let's make the base not 2. Let's make it 10. And we'll make it turns. +1. Oh, no. Oh, whoa. This is, like, super awesome. Then we can just multiply this by 10. And we get, like, the same thing. Wow. Math is so cool. Alright, let's cast another Fissure and see what happens. So, as expected, nothing, basically, right? And then, this should be like a kahuna. Maybe even too much. Yeah, maybe that's too much for the second one. I think the problem is it needs to have scatter rocks in it too, so it gets kind of also something a little more interesting. So let's see here. Let's make it occasionally shoot out a scatter rock. So we'll make it so if the turns is greater than, let's say, 1, oh no, 0. So after the first turn, we can also get the scatter rocks. Two. Whoops, we'll make the type 0. And then otherwise, we'll make the type a random number from 100. Oh, wait, I'm doing this opposite. Just make it 1. And then if type equals 0. So it'll only be 0. Oh, that's too big of a chance. Let's do 10 and see how that works. Actually, I'll make this -1. Oh boy. Oh no, you can't do that. Oh jeez. Oh jeez. Okay, we're just gonna copy that. And I'll get rid of that anyways. We don't do that anymore. It's like an old convention in our code. Yeah, yep. Big balls. Yeah, we want some big balls popping out to do some damage here. So let's put them in. Okay, this is gonna drive me nuts. Pebble. Whoops. Pebble. Whoops. There we go. And then, oh geez, we should just have this all the same. Yeah, just like that. Does this have a, oh geez. We'll make the damage too. This might be too much damage, but maybe not. Maybe not. Oops, I don't know what's going on. That's exactly correct. We'll add that in. And now, let's see what happens. Maybe I'll make the scatter rocks also pop like mid-air. That'd be kind of fun. Let's see what happens. Oh wait, that's not what I wanted. They're not supposed to be spawning that. Did I mess up? I don't think those are supposed to be spawning that. Are they supposed to spawn that? Huh? What the hell? What's this spell called? Let's go to the list of spells here. Something's going nuts. Oh my. Okay, that's probably too much, I'm gonna have to say. There are minion spells. There are indeed. I don't have any on me except for this spawn a test dummy after this ends. Wow, that's way too much. We gotta lower the base on that exponent. Maybe I'll make it... Yeah, the problem is it's times 10. That's the problem. So it's like, this is gonna be like 1,000. I'm gonna close the match. Because it's gonna be like 10,000 or something. Yeah, not the smartest move. Let's see. This should be like poo. Should it be 2? It should be like 1.5 or 1.35. Let's start with that, and we'll see where that takes us. The problem is it's not really an animation as it is like an actual physics simulation. So it's not as easy to switch out that easily. Why don't I show off some minion spells, starting off with the boys, of course. Everybody loves the boys. Here we go. Well, actually, I'll start off with the imps, and then we'll go with the boys second. Everybody loves the flame boys. Here's the imps. Here they are. All 3 of them. Oh no, these aren't the flames. These are arcane imps. Oh, and these guys work differently now. How these guys work is you get 3 of them, and when they explode, they charge up. And I'm sure some of you are rolling your eyes. You're like, oh, this looks very familiar. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? And they charge up and then explode. Here come the... Oh, should I turn the volume up for the flame imps? I'll crank it up a little here. I don't want to shatter any eardrums. There they are. And they look different in the live build. They look a little... they still have their pyramid-shaped Dorito kind of shape, but now it's actually fire instead of just being like a Dorito chip. Oops, I don't know what I just clicked. Yeah, here they are. And what they do is they work similar to the arcane imps, but a little differently. I don't have any fire spells, so I can't show it off, but they get bigger when they touch napalm, and then when they touch people, they detonate. I think it looks cool, and their tail looks pretty cool too. I'm pretty proud of getting that work. And you'll notice they actually don't have an animation, because I keep forgetting to put it in. Let me add that to the list. Flame imp animation. And maybe, I might be getting some art assets in today, and if that happens, then we can work on a new thing that I can't talk about yet, but maybe if it comes in, then we'll work on it. Flameboy X Imp is canon? Well, maybe. I don't know. I can't confirm anything. Yeah, and you'll notice it's not even like it's not even an Easter egg. It's like it's just more flavor. Yeah, see the giggle. This one's giggling. I love that. They giggle sometimes. I think I'm so clever for adding that. Here, and you can blast away using them. Oh, not like that though. But if you jump on them like that, you can get a little boost. What I've noticed you can do is actually, if you're really clever, you can kind of put them into the terrain when you summon them. Like, kind of like this. Yeah, like right like that. And you can use them as like a launch pad. Oh, shit. Yeah, like that. I figured that out. Because people might use it and be like, oh, they're like a projectile kind of, but they're actually just a minion that you shoot out, and so they don't follow any of the rules that projectiles do, so they don't like explode when they go inside terrain. So you can put them inside terrain like that and then jump on them and get a little boost. That's so cool. I wonder how high people can get. I bet you can get pretty high. Alright, we're getting so sidetracked. Let's look at Fissure. We'll use it on this poor flame imp here. So as we expect, we don't get much early on, but as we keep going... Wait, actually, I wanted to fix it so that we don't get the stuff popping out there. What the hell is this code? What the hell? What the... Oh, jeez. It's because we have two classes named the same thing. Now, I'm not going to point any fingers, but somebody shouldn't have done this. You're going to drive me crazy. Okay, let's just fix that. There we go. Now that should work. Oh, that's why originally nothing was appearing when I just did them. It's because it was just placing terrain, because it was the wrong one. Alright, let's see what it looks like now. Let's take a look here. And, okay, but that's fine. We aren't expecting anything yet. Alright, now we'd probably be expecting something. Oh, and that's it. It's over. So that's definitely not enough. Definitely not enough. Wait, I can just make this greater than 0. I don't know what I'm doing. And then this should be like 5 or something. Okie dokie. Maybe I'll make this 5 then. Oh no, not 5. I'll make it 8. I don't know why 8. These numbers are all arbitrary, so next time you lose in a game to something like this, it was completely arbitrary, and yeah, you should have won. Let's take a look here. I have a feeling it'll be more interesting. Okay, we don't expect much. Now we'd be expecting a little more. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. Oh wow, that looks incredibly a lot like something that maybe it'll look familiar to some people. Wow, look at that. That actually works super well. Oh, I love it. Wow. The only thing I worry about... That actually looks perfect, doesn't it? Maybe it needs to be a little tighter. I love it. I love it, I love it. I don't like it, I love it. Let's take a look here. That looks pretty well. I mean, it works pretty well. You know, I don't want to toot my own horn here, but I think I did a pretty good job here. The base definitely kind of expands outwards, because I think that's where the rock scatters are. Are the rock scatters exploding off of each other? That's something... Oh, I bet you the person who added the rock scatter didn't make it so they don't touch each other like that. Yeah, they didn't. I think they didn't. We'll just do should collide with other... Now they'll only touch living stuff, and I think I'll have to restart the server. Tighter cluster by a bit and a smidgen higher. I think that's pretty accurate. It should be a little higher, but not as outwards. And I think to make it not go as outwards, we just have to reduce the amount of rock scatters. I'll make it this 14 because they are what actually I think. The change where I make it so they don't explode off of each other will fix it. So let's restart the server and we'll take a look here. It does go pretty high, yeah. I think the base is too large though. It needs to be a little tighter. Because it's kind of about like sniping people with it. It's not like opening up an area as much. Because that's probably more of what Volcano does, which is probably something we should compare it to because we don't want Volcano to kind of just be a worse fissure or like the other way around. They should each do something different. So let's compare them. Let's zoom out here. So I'll put a fissure down. So let's see the fissure. There we go. And so let's see, I'll do another. Oh, this isn't as easy to see how high it goes though because there's not much land here. Well, we'll see what happens. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it definitely goes high. I think it's still too wide. I think maybe we just reduce the amount it gets each time. So maybe I'll make it 3. Actually, no. I like how much it grows by, but I want it to be a little less. And I'll add 2. Because I like that it starts with 10. A nice start at 10. And what else can I do? Maybe I'll reduce the velocity just a smidge. Just a little. Volcano does do a lot. Well, we'll have to test. I haven't tested the damage yet. Why don't we, actually, I'm going to make this so you can cast that inside of terrain. Because it makes things a lot more easy. Remove that. Now we can spawn it inside a terrain. Ha 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 ha. There. Now let's zoom in. This guy's going to get the full blunt force. Actually, maybe I'll make it so it doesn't fall. Because if it falls... Oh, but people fall, right? So it makes sense that it would fall. So this is like a highly unrealistic fissure because the person won't just be like in the middle of the terrain here. But we'll see. We'll see how much damage it does. Oh yeah, that's a lot of damage. Oh, and it keeps them like suspended. Oh wow, that's a lot of damage. Okay. That's probably too much. Yeah, well, why don't we see we'll test, we'll record, so we'll record the differences. So why don't I reduce the damage of fissure? I'll make it like 1 here. Yeah. I'll make the pebbles it shoots out just do 1 damage. Oh. So it did about 200 damage there, which is probably too much. Yeah, you do have a turn to get out of the way. But, let's take a look here. I would say that amount of damage is pretty fair. Because you only get to cast one of them per game. So I would say that's pretty fair. Now let's compare it with Volcano. Yeah, I think it is a little too much to be able to one-shot someone from 250. So let's try it again with only 1 damage now per pebble. Okay, so that one we expect not to do anything really. Let's take a look here. I think the problem is it's kind of suspending people in the air. Because that did a lot of damage. Yeah, the damage is definitely less. And it's kind of unrealistic because the only way you're kind of going to be at that very bottom area is if you're on one of these areas right over here. That's the only way you can really be there. What's more realistic is for someone to be up here, I think. And if you're over here anyways, you could actually like jump in the water to avoid it. So I actually really like that. More knockback on pebbles. People wouldn't take full damage since they get knocked out of it. Well, I think part of the problem right now is they kind of get suspended because they keep getting pushed up. So maybe we need to add it so you can't get knocked back if you were just knocked back or something like that. But I also don't like weird kind of fixes like that. Because then they lead to like, you remove that code and then everything in the game breaks because it was all relying on that. Let's make pebbles do a little more knockback then. Just a little. Well, I don't like that solution either. Because then it nerfs pebbles or buffs pebbles. The height, yeah, I think the size of it looks fine. It looks pretty good now. And maybe the damage is reasonable. Because if someone casts it on you when you're down here, you can easily just jump in the water and be like, oh, I got away. And you still take damage, but it's kind of like a trade-off, right? And then their spell kind of goes to... They lose their spell and you jumped in the water. So then you lose your turn, blah, 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 blah. So I think that's pretty fair. And that's really the only way you're going to be that low down. Let's see, like if I remake the map here. I test everything on Grassy, but I really should test it on other maps. Oh well. Let's take a look. So like more realistically is we've got a person like, oh, they're hiding. They're being sneaky. They're hiding. And then I'm going to get you. So I cast Fissure. And now they've got a lot of leeway to get out, right? I mean, you can't get out of here. So maybe they teleport or something, but they've got a lot of leeway. And now, after a few turns, it'll probably get them here. So we'll take a look. Ah, yeah, exactly. Exactly. So this is almost like a counter to campers, right? Because now they have time to get away, but also if they don't get away, they're going to be in trouble. Oh, yeah. Oh, there we go. So yeah, I would say the damage is pretty fair and like a realistic. Like, obviously if we put a dummy like right down here, that's like a perfect, a golden opportunity, and they don't even try to move. That's like a golden opportunity. But otherwise, I would say that's pretty fair. I mean, that did like 20 damage too. So, not the best thing. Now let's try Volcano. So let's see the difference between Volcano. I think Volcano, the fireballs maybe need to do a little more damage. But we'll see. Volcano definitely goes higher, and it shoots out in different directions. And it does more damage. Like, it's already turned 2 and it's going to snipe them. And it lasts longer, too. And it spawns anyway. Yeah, so I think there's a fair difference that the difference is strong enough. We'll put one over here, too. So then we can see what happens here. Yeah, like you can see the difference in damage and it dunked him. I mean, it already had the space, so we'll see this one, too. See what happens with this one. Why don't actually, I'll remake this. And we'll put a Volcano and a Fissure right next to each other. And we'll take a look. We'll take a look. Maybe try having it shoot fireballs. Oh, it does shoot fireballs, but they're like a weakened version. With each turn to make it seem... Oh, that is a cool idea. I could do that. I can definitely do that. I can do that so easily, actually. Well, not actually. I can do it kind of easily. Alright, I'll put that on my to-do list. Make Volcano get larger. Maybe I'll make this bit bigger. I don't think people care about the code so much. Alright, so we'll put a Volcano and a Fissure next to each other and see what happens. So there's our Volcano. And here's our fissure. And let's take a look. Let's see what happens here. And I'll just let it run its course. So this is a volcano on the second turn. This is the fissure on the first. So there'll be a 1 turn difference. So that was the second turn of fissure, wasn't it? So it's already got more damage than on the third turn of volcano. But volcano, like if you were in there, you'd be like dead. So I guess that's the difference. Wow, I really do like that though. It works pretty well. So that's the end of fissure. Now volcano keeps going. Maybe fissure deserves to get 1 extra turn. Because volcano's gonna keep. Oh no, that's the end of volcano. So volcano gets like 2 more turns than it. So I wonder, can the volcano be stood on? I think it actually can. I'll try standing on it. I think, yeah, we'll take a look here. I think it can be stood on. Nope. If it can, I wasn't able to do it. Let's try again. More precise. Nope. The newest update of Arcane Flash, sure. I'll see. I'm not very good at using it. Let's take a look. New Arcane Flash. I think it's here somewhere. Here it is, Arcane Blast. Actually, while we're at it, I'll just show off all the new arcane spells. Even the ones that aren't exactly... some of them are kind of like in the works still. But Arcane is more or less done, I think. The snowball works a little better. Are you talking about the one that kind of explodes into snow? Oh, or you probably mean Rolling Snowball, right? I love that spell. So let's see, we've got a dummy here. And now let's try to blast him away. Nope. Where did it go? Oh, here it is. Yeah, so there you go, it works. Pretty easy. Maybe a little too easy, actually. That was pretty easy. And it knocks them pretty far. Oh, well, I missed it. Doesn't work if you miss it. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Oh, this is the classic wizard's angle. You can never get out. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so it's pretty easy, actually, to knock people away. Yeah, the rolling one. Yeah, that one's a fun spell to use. People like that one. Thought of by yours truly. Ha 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 ha. So the new spell for Arcane is... Let's see here. Oh, yeah, here we go. So you could do this, and then it puts a bunch of little glyphs around you. And so you're thinking, oh, what do these do? Well, they do a few things. They don't damage you, so I can walk into them. They don't damage me. And they knock away projectiles. So, like, pretend this imp is a projectile. He gets knocked away. So it kind of works like a little shield here. And then... Yeah, they work like a shield, basically. I don't think that destroys them, no. So they work like a shield. They'll block a few projectiles. And when you hit them, they don't do any damage to you. But they'll deal damage to people who aren't on your team. And now, let's see what else we've got. We've got Glyph Ball, where wherever it lands, it puts a bunch of glyphs. I don't know about that one. We'll see. I think this spell is definitely going to get in the game, but we'll see. Alright, let's take a look. And then Arcane Invocation is the new one. It looks like another spell that some people might know and love and cherish, but it's a little different. It basically, it's not actually going to be a spell. In the final game, it's going to be a passive. So you take it, and it's a passive. And what it does is all your minions and you, at the end of every turn, first you'll turn purple, but you'll shoot out an arcane missile and it'll go for a target. So, if I put a dummy here, I think it won't go for the dummy because he's on my team, but we'll see what happens. No, so he's actually on my team, so he actually gets the buff. Glyph Ball, yeah. So this spell, it's useful for a few things. If you've got an Arcane Vortex, you can use it to charge it up, and it even shoots at one. Look at that. Yeah, so you can use it for that. And then this one looks a little different. Now this one has a health bar. And it absorbs any arcane from you. So if you shoot arcane spells into it, it absorbs them. And then you can shoot them out as arcane missiles. But if it takes damage from other spells, for example, Fireball, it'll deal damage to it. Or like here, I'll show it off. Here's a meteor. I'll drop a meteor on it. Yeah, dealt some damage to it. Yeah, we have portals. Here, I'll show you. after these missiles. I will say the spell's a little annoying, so you have to wait for the missiles every turn. We'll see. We do have portals. Look at that. Portals. There is a bug right now where some things are turning purple when they shouldn't. Don't worry about that. Yeah, you can jump through. Oh, you're supposed to be able to jump through. Alright, someone's getting fired. You're supposed to be able to jump through. What the heck? Oh, I wonder if it's because they're shooting out an arcane missile and that arcane missile gets teleported through. That sounds likely. Let's see what happens if I do it again. Huh. Now I don't know what to think. Interesting. Something very weird is going on. Once per turn. Yeah, something is getting teleported, I think. They're not supposed to have that buff. I don't think arcane portals are considered minions really. But, I mean, here they kind of are. We'll just have to put that in the to-do things of things to fix. Let's see here. Then what else have we got? I think that's all the new spells. Yeah. Yeah. And it's useful if you're in Arcane Tower, for example. If I go down here, it's going to shoot one out. It doesn't deal any damage to me, but if I cast Arcane Missile or Arcane Castle, and then I refresh it, oh, it went too high up. But you can kind of use it to charge it up, sort of. Maybe a little. Yep, and in the final game, it'll be a passive. Right now, you have to cast it to use it. Let's see. So we got Fissure. I'm actually pretty happy with that. Let's see. What else can we work on right now? Maybe we should look at some of the spells. Take a look here. Underdark in its current, what would you say, apparition or something like that. Right now, it's not done. Basically, all the spells over here, they're gonna zapped, except probably for Necrobolt. All these two spells are going because they're really bad. I thought it would be cool, but I've learned a lot about designing spells since these two spells, because it turns out that although it sounds really cool to turn a bunch of minions into into skeletons and then make them all attack, it's actually kind of lame because it takes like 10 turns to do it, and the game is over by that time. So yeah, not the best spell. Not the best two spells I've ever thought up, but it taught me a lot about how to make spells, because I think you need to have spells that have a lot of depth, but they can't be too complex, right? Like if this whole combo here is pretty complex to set up, while there's a lot more like interesting things that can come out of things like Arcane Portal or Arcane Invocation or Glyphs or stuff like that. More interesting interactions. Storm is a little different. We have some spells that aren't really working out. I thought Speed of Hermes would be a cool spell. It lets you cast it, and then you can cast 2 more spells. I thought that would be really cool, but it turns out to be kind of bad. I don't know. I'm sure there's a combination that makes it work really well. Frost shards need to destroy terrain. Ice is painful. Yeah, so that's the thing, is ice. The thing about ice is we actually don't want it to destroy terrain. So that might be an intended feature. Because we want ice to kind of be, because like if you think about it, the other books like Water and Arcane, they can't create any terrain. And ice can create lots of terrain, but they can't really destroy it. Yeah, it was a good teacher. Because you got like Snowflake Blast. I love this spell. Oh shit! Oh, quick. Haha. Yes. So you can create a lot, but you can't destroy anything. So you noticed that, didn't you? Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe it's good like this. Maybe it's you know, if you want to create terrain, you might have to take, or destroy terrain, you might have to take some other spells. Oh, there is one change that I desperately want to fix. But you know what? Why don't we take a 6-minute break, and then we'll be back in 6 minutes. So I'll see you all in 6 minutes. Hello and welcome back to the Wizards development stream. I hope you were enjoying the music. If you're wondering why we have that music, it's because it's royalty free. You don't have to pay for it. And so when I upload this stream to YouTube, they won't mute any of the audio. So I hope you all grabbed some water and I don't know, a snack. I think the stream will go on for about another half an hour and then we'll end it. Yeah, but thanks for sticking around. We're gonna work on... We're done the new spell, so why don't I change it? So instead of saying new spell, we'll work on something else. I don't know, is there anything you guys want to see being worked on? Anything that you're like, man, I wish we could change that a little. I'm here right now, taking calls. These new spells and fixes, they won't be, that's correct, they won't be in the alpha because the alpha build is actually so far behind now on the release build. It's actually insane. I went back and played the alpha and I was like, holy moly, like like the game has changed a lot. Like there's a lot of improvements from the alpha. A lot of polish has been applied. Whoa, that's a lot of ice cream. Yeah, I hope everyone's doing well, staying safe right now. Everyone in the city I'm in is basically quarantined in their houses right now, which is bad news for anyone who likes going outside, but for gamers, it's a really good news. Do characters bounce? They bounce a little. Here, I'll jump. You can see they bounce a little. So when you land, you bounce a little. Just a little. Yeah, so it makes it a little harder to go up. Well, not go up per se, but land jumps. You can, bounce off like that, stuff like that. Yeah, so they bounce a little more. Right, so that is a thing in the alpha, is when people land, they kind of stick, right? In here, they bounce a little more. So it's easier to kind of nosedive off of stuff. Yeah, definitely intentional so that you can kind of fumble jumps, stuff like that. Otherwise, you kind of just glue to whatever you stick to. Yeah, it's government mandated gamer time. Like, if you're not playing... Like, my school's almost over, and I'm creating, like, a backlog, a list of all the things, all the games I gotta play, all the things I gotta do. Like, everyone's just stuck inside right now. New maps, or just the map editor? Just the map editor. There's no new map themes, because they actually take quite a while to make. So, we have 4, and we're kind of happy with the 4 that we have right now. Maybe winter needs to be changed around just a little, because, well, it's not so bad. Winter's not so bad either. But yeah, we're pretty happy with the maps right now. The map editor. Why don't I show off... Actually, the workshop is public, so why don't I just show this off? Here, 1 second. Let me get this open. The Wizards Workshop. Where the hell is it? You can right now, people of the world, you can go right now. I'll link it in chat and check out the Wizards Workshop. It's public. Yeah. You can see all the wonderful maps that the testers are making. A few of which I've had to ban because they're not for the public viewing eye. Yeah, here, I'll link it. One of the maps, I don't know how this is even possible, but it has like a bajillion followers, and the game's not even out yet. So that's very strange. Oh, Phoenix has been changed a little. Phoenix is not as OP anymore, and Rock Golem is also a little nerfed. Why don't I go over that in a second? Yeah, fire definitely doesn't need any more damage. My goodness. Yeah, that's the workshop. Let me put it on the stream here, if I can. Window capture. This is what I want. No. Hold on just a second here. Work with me, people. Don't put random things on the stream, please. There we go. Here's Steam. And here's the workshop. Can you see that? Oh, it's not showing it, is it? Oh. It's broken. Oh, well. Well, you can check out the workshop for yourself. We have some maps up there right now. Some cool ones. Some of the testers have done some really cool ones, especially Circle. That's my favorite one. It has 200 subscribers. I don't know who's subscribing to these maps because the game's not even out yet. Weirdos. Let's see here. Yeah, why don't I go over the Phoenix changes? So it works a little differently now. They're not done because it's not super polished yet, but essentially how it works is when the Phoenix dies, it takes a few turns before it comes back. And I think the egg is now invulnerable, but it takes a few turns before it actually can come back. Yeah, I hope the Steam release goes well. Yeah, I should say, like, I can see how many wish lists we have, and we have quite a few. Like, if you haven't wishlisted it, please go wishlist it. But I think in the next few weeks we'll probably be hitting 1,000 wish lists, so that's huge. Just to know there's 1,000 people who are like, whoa, I want to play this game. Yeah, it's a little scary, because I have to host all the servers for it. That's why we're going to do the beta, because if anything crashes, it would be nice if it's during the beta. But the Phoenix only has 30 HP now, so it's pretty weak. But it is, once it goes into the egg form, so now it's an egg, it takes a few turns, and the egg can't be destroyed. I'm pretty sure the egg can't be destroyed. We'll give it a go. Oh, okay, I completely lied. It can be destroyed. But it takes a few turns to be destroyed. Maybe, I think it should be invulnerable, but maybe not. Maybe it gets one revive. Yeah, but if I do that, and then let's see. So it takes 2 turns to revive. So it takes a little minor, and it comes back with 15 HP. Yeah, maybe the egg should have like 100 HP or something like that. And then each time it dies, like, it halves how many it has. The Phoenix egg, yeah. I haven't noticed any patterns of what dictates whether the egg survives on Phoenixes. So the only thing that matters is if the egg gets hit by any spell, like any spell that does damage, it'll get destroyed. So if I do that, and then I'll wait for it to respawn here. So it respawns. If I shoot it with a bunch of napalm, oh wait, it doesn't take damage from napalm. If I do this, we'll see what happens. Right, and there is a small buffer. So when the Phoenix egg takes damage, it can't take damage until like half a second after it spawns, because otherwise it could be destroyed really quickly. Yeah, it should be a little better. Maybe it should have a shield, like a fire shield or something. Yeah, Phoenix is kind of sucky, isn't it? Because it can be destroyed so easily. Maybe, why don't, for the heck of it, I'll make the egg invulnerable right now. Or I could give it 100 HP. What to do? What to do? Let's see. If it's an egg. Alright, so what I'll do is I'll just make it invulnerable for now. How's that? Guaranteed 1 revive. Yeah, that's actually a good idea. So why don't we do that right now? So we'll add in a new variable. Number of times revived. That's a long variable name. Or times revived. Wow. Times revived, and then hatch. When it hatches, it revives, so the times revived increases. And then, let's see here. And then if the times revived is greater than 0. So after it's revived once, the egg can be destroyed. So let's see that out. And that way it at least guarantees it'll eat 3 spells. More or less, kind of. So I'll have to restart this. Oh shit, I didn't have to restart that. Oh well, just a habit. Thorn Bomb, yeah, for nature, right? We don't even have a single nature spell in the game yet. We've kind of come to the idea that maybe it's a little better to finish off each spell book than it is to, you know, make it and add 2 spells or whatever, which is kind of boring. So let's go back in here. So let's take a look. So let's spawn the Phoenix, and so it should get 1 free revive. So let's go like that. And now if I go and I try to whack it, I don't think anything should happen. Yeah, so it's invincible, and we'll do like a visual thing. Now if I kill it again, yeah, it breaks. Perfect. So that does work. But maybe I'll make it so it doesn't have 30. Maybe I'll up it. What should we do? Maybe that's fair. Because I mean that means it'll eat like it'll eat about 3 spells, and that's quite a few spells, especially like if it's 1v1. Yeah, and even if it's a team game, like to eat 3 of the enemy's spells or 2, that's pretty good. But now we should make it visually indicate, and luckily that's very easy to do. We can just write the network. I love how I've set this up. Time survived. And then on the client side, read metadata. Times survived. There we go. And then, if it's an egg, what can I do? Maybe I'll make the egg, should I make it like pulsate? That's kind of gross. Yeah, where are the rest of the spells? We definitely don't have all the books in. Well, at release, we're going to have all the spells done. Yeah. That's all I can say about that. The reason we don't have all the spells in right now is just because we, haven't had time. We didn't have time to put them in when we were doing the alpha build. Go through arcane portals. Oh, they should be able to. They should be able to. Yeah, even though it looks like a small portal. Maybe it should, like, quickly resize and, like, swallow the thing or something. That would be kind of cool. On the turn... Ah, that's a really good idea. Oh, my. We're coming up with all these good ideas. See, this is why these streams are good. That's what I'll do. Or I'll make it, turns until revive. Then we'll go to the Phoenix here. And we've got that, yeah. Turns until revive. And we'll just write it. Revive. Next release for alpha. There won't be any more updates for alpha because the alpha build is so far behind the release build right now that... And not only that, is the release build also kind of depends on the game being through Steam now. It doesn't really have like its own like launcher login anymore. And every time we put effort into changing the alpha, it takes away time from working on the release build. So that's why we aren't working on the release build right now. The alpha build. Because it just takes too much time away from the release build. And, yeah. So that's essentially why we don't do it, is it just takes away time from the release build. We used to do monthly updates with new spells and stuff like that, but once we decided to merge to Steam, we decided, okay, we'll pause alpha after the next update so that we can work on the release build. Yeah, exactly. Prioritize the release build. That's a good question, and we don't really have an answer to it yet, but I'm guessing that everything is going to be reset. I mean, the only thing that would really transfer is your like level and XP and your outfits. But I think you're going to want to start... I mean, maybe that sounds weird, but you're going to want to start fresh anyways, because we're going to have different ways of obtaining stuff. And Affinity's disappearing anyways. So I think it's already gone from the code, so it doesn't exist anymore. Just from user feedback that we collected, that it wasn't very enjoyable to play around with Affinity, I mean. So let's take a look. Phoenix. And... You know what? Maybe we can take the Flame Imp code. Is it here? No. It's here. No. It's not even anywhere like that. It's in the imp code. The particles. Here it is. So here's what we'll do. We'll steal this, and we'll put this in the Phoenix. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, so it'll basically be a fresh start. And max character level? I don't know. I don't think there needs to be a max character level because it's not like an MMO or something, because you're not going to get more powerful with each level. So the levels are more going to just signify like how much you've played. Yeah, maybe something like that, right? I think definitely making it more exciting is good. I think I want to make Fire Arrow, so when Fire Arrow hits, it spawns a few napalm. I think we used to have that, and I thought it was pretty fun. Let's see here. So if it's an egg... No, we want this here. If it's an egg... do this. It's walking. Oh, no. I don't want that. We don't need that. Oh shoot. No, it's getting it from something else. Float light. Let's see, 0.2. Now what do I want? I want... I think this will work. I think this will work. Let's see how that works. Let's see how it works. I'm gonna have to restart the client this time because we're doing a bunch of different stuff now. So I'll just restart everything. Flex outfits. Yes. Definitely there will be outfits that you get from leveling up. I definitely think there will be. Perhaps like rewards, like you get a reward at like level 50 and then 100 or something like that to get like some cool outfits. Yeah, we want leaderboards too. These are all things we're planning. Now, at release, will we have all these things? Probably not. Like another thing is, will there be people that are level 100 in the first week? Probably not, depending on how fast you can level up. So these are the things that will probably start coming later on. Because for release, to make the, kind of the summer deadline that we're looking forward to, of, you know, finishing the game in the next few months, or I shouldn't say finishing, but getting it to the point that we want to release it at, we're prioritizing things that will be played with early on, rather than things that maybe someone with 1,000 hours in the game will be using, which makes sense anyways. So let's see Phoenix. All right, we knock it down. Okay, so it has a little flame imp kind of thing, which you can't see when it's like that. 1 second. Oh, you know what's gonna have to change is this is gonna have to make it update. Yeah, update. We'll have to increase the life. It's too short. Maybe go 1 to 2. Some nice whole numbers. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, anything? Ah, there we go. Alright, so that's too many particles, which is fine. Timer equals point. Oh, wait, I'm so stupid. This is what I wanted. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. They're too big. Oh, how the particles are coded is so like you have to, like, the arguments are so long. Size shrink. Instead of size shrink, well, why don't we make it so the shrink happens a lot later on? And we'll make the base size a lot smaller, maybe. 2, 5. Let's see what that looks like. I think the problem is you can see them appearing, which is kind of unnatural. Uh-oh, what happened? Oh, I need an F. Yeah, I want something for all the alpha players. I think that would be fun. I think definitely. Maybe your progress won't transfer over. Maybe we could have like 3 staffs, and the more you played in the alpha, the more you get. How about that? Will that make you happy instead of getting your progression? I think that would. I think people would definitely be happy with that. Wait, I'm doing this wrong. 6 to 3 to 2. What does that look like? Oh, that doesn't look so bad. It's not the worst. Can this attack when it's like that? No. Okay, good. It's not supposed to be able to. Does this stream have drops? Like, do you get the key from watching the stream? Is that what you mean? If that's what you mean, we don't. Maybe that would be a fun way of giving out the beta keys, but people have signed up and waited a long time. But maybe we could do something like that. Maybe that would be a good incentive to get people watching me talk about nothing for an hour. That's a good idea, actually. And maybe we should make some of these appear a little more often. Oh no, this has to go down. Oh wait, have I done this wrong? Each turn, particle timer. So then when it gets to, oh no, I've done this wrong. Turns to revive. This should be like this. A little more incentive. I mean, that's a good idea, but I also don't want people just grinding for the sake of grinding, I suppose. Oh, that's too much. That's too much. Although I want them appearing a little differently. Maybe I'll just give it a small nudge. Oh, this is so, it's gonna be so big. Okay, whatever. What the heck am I even staring at now? How's that? Does that work? And then we haven't selected anyone who will be getting keys yet because it's still a little too far away from the beta right now. Sorry. Yeah, so don't worry, you're not missing out. Nobody has keys yet. Nobody has anything. Oh, maybe this is because, I bet it's because of this. I have to add one. Maybe, does that fix it? Let's take a look. That's probably still a little too slow, perhaps. Let's do this. Let's do 3. Let's see what that looks like. It's fun to play around with it. Like, it's almost kind of addicting to just be sitting here, like, tweaking it. So that's what it looks like a turn before. Maybe 2, 5. Let's see what that looks like. Whoa, we have 16 people watching. Wowie zowie. Well, for anyone who doesn't know what this is a game called Wizards, and it's coming out on Steam sometime this summer. Make sure to check out our Discord, discord.gg/wizards, easy to remember, and sign up for the beta, which is going to be on Steam in the next few months. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in. So let's take a look. So now, this should respawn. Yep. And then when I kill it again, it has effects, but it's not as fast. And then the turn it will revive. Oh wait, is that bugged? Is that bugged? I feel like it might be. So this is before. What the heck? Is the code a little weird? What's going on here? Turns into revive. Oh, that's the strangest thing. Let's see. Oops. There we go. 2 turns. Yeah, it does destroy some terrain, because of course it has to, anything that goes from being small to big destroys terrain when it gets bigger again, because otherwise it would get stuck in the terrain. That's just like how it works basically. Yeah, that's intentional, because when it gets bigger, because the egg is small, right? Like the egg's hitbox is this, and so when it gets bigger, it has to make room for itself. And because it's always going to be closer to the terrain, it's, you know, it's going to spawn kind of inside, and it gets a little extra buffer room, because otherwise it would be kind of stuck. Now it can freely move. Oh yeah, and the flying in the release version is different. Maybe a little too OP. We'll have to see. You can go pretty fast. You can really zip around. Maybe a little too OP. But it is fun to pilot. Maybe we could have like a mini game where you can pilot the Phoenix through stuff. Maybe that's a stupid idea. So let's see. Yeah, and so now the egg should be destroyable. So let's give it a whack. Yep. And the egg also has particle effects based on when it's going to revive. And maybe I'll make it wiggle a little. Everyone likes things that wiggle, especially when they're going to hatch. So let's see here. So if turns into revive equals 1, then the sprite rotation equals, oh man, I'm going to whip out the sign, put a little sign in here, and we'll make it from 0.2 to 0.1. Oh, and we need to multiply that by, oh wait, this is in radians, or is it in degrees? It's in, oh no, I want degrees, because the other thing here is in degrees. There we go. Oh wait, no wait, this isn't going to work, is it? Let's see what happens. Oh wait, it's not going to revive yet. It's not going to revive yet. Wait, does it never do that? Is this broken? What about now? Or is it wiggling and I can't see? No. Oh, it's 0. Oh, okay, I'll make it 0 then. Oh, maybe because it's like, this is the turn it's going to revive. Oh, interesting. The egg has 1 HP, so anything will destroy it. Anything will destroy it. Alright, let's see. Alright, so the turns to revive is 2. Isn't that cool? I can advance it one frame. So now it's 1. So now it should revive. I think it is wiggling, but I think it's just so little that we can't even see. Oh, you know what? I want this to be in... Wait a minute. What am I talking about? Sine doesn't output degrees. I'm an idiot. This should be like times like 10 or something. What am I doing? Let's see here. Yeah, so it wiggles a little. So that turn it hatches, it'll wiggle. But I want it to wiggle very quickly. So we'll multiply this by pi, and then we'll get a wiggle every 2 seconds? Yeah, a full wiggle. But maybe I'll make the wiggle a little smaller and a little faster. Oh yeah, that will definitely snipe the Phoenix, won't it? There we go. What do you guys think about that wiggle? I think that's a good hatching wiggle. That egg is about to hatch. You can tell because it's wiggling. Alright, and what I will say though, that this particle effect where it explodes into pieces, I love that. Where it just breaks into all the little pieces of the image. I think that's so super awesome. Not to toot my own horn. The double wiggle? Yeah, I think the wiggle looks good. Oh, fuck. Well, we've made Phoenix a little better. Now what I want to look at is... I really like adding particles. And there's one thing I really want to add a particle to, which is when the napalm... Oh wait, what else did I want to add a particle to? Can't even remember now. But I think it was the napalm. We'll say it was the napalm. Yeah, but it's fun to make the particles. Maybe I'll make hats that have particle effects. Oh yeah. That'd be fun. Oh, I did have something like that where I made a staff have some particle effects coming off of it, but didn't look the best, so I got rid of it. So let's see here. So let's make some napalm. I like this particle effect though. I think it looks cool. Very red. Does the den... Oh, that's what I wanted to do. Oh my god, that's what I wanted to do. Forget the napalm. That's stupid. Now I remember. The one thing I wanted to add is this spell, because we're going to definitely have this spell. These spells, I don't know, but we'll take them anyways. Here we go. This is what I was thinking about. Jeez Louise. Because this uses this crappy thing. Like, that doesn't look good at all. I mean, it doesn't look bad, but it uses, like, a really shitty system, and it doesn't work well. So, go bolt. We're going to make it better. Is this the client? What is this? What is this right now? This is the game server. I think it's called Life Drain Skull. Yeah, this is the client. So we're going to go. Yeah, perfect. Okay, wonderful. Wonderful. We don't want this. No, wait. Oh yeah, this is it. Get rid of this, because we have this stupid shrinking tail thing which I use, but now this thing is like obsolete. I don't think we even use it for anything. We use it for a few things. But it's time to get rid of it, because it's really shitty. Particle system. particle. Get position. No velocity. No drag. No acceleration. The color, green. The other color, green. The life one. Oh, the radius. Size, constant. Alpha, constant one. Actually, alpha fade. Alright, let's see what that looks like. We can super easily add in some particles here. Whoops. Uh-oh, uh-oh. The poison should stun. It should stun when you hit it. Let's see what this looks like. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look great, but it looks better. The green is too green. I'm gonna open up Paint Program here. We're just gonna actually, like, drop a color. We're gonna pick some evil colors. Sometimes I go shopping for colors and I go to websites that pick color palettes for you because I have artistic problems. So I'm not very good at it. Whoops, that's not how that works. Oh, yeah. And then the start color will be, I think this will work. And then maybe we'll pick a slightly darker one, so it'll slightly get darker. How's that? And we'll take a look. Oh, Jesus. Closed the wrong thing. Yeah, the poison should, any damage you take on your turn, I'm pretty sure stuns you. Maybe I made a mistake. Maybe that isn't how that works. Let's take a look. Oh, for people who haven't been playing for a long time, we used to have so many random buffs. Like, it used to be when you took any water damage, you'd get wet. And then when you took lightning damage afterwards, you'd take a little extra damage, but we got rid of that. Because it was kind of, it was just weird. But your character would, like, drip with water. It was kind of cute. Stunned. Oh, yeah, so the only thing that should stop stunning is if you're sturdy, which is a buff that you can get, to a removed rock move, or you get sturdy when... Everyone starts with sturdy for one turn, and then when their turn starts, they lose it. So it keeps you from getting knocked back on your first turn, or before your first turn. So that looks good, but it's a little too... It should be a little bigger, because I want the skull to be surrounded. And I also want it to have some alpha, so let's reduce the alpha a little. Reduce the alpha, and we'll make it so the life is a little less, because it's a little too long. And then we'll make the size... Why don't we make it 2? And we'll make it shrink, so size shrink. I'm not sure. Let's see what this does. Oh, it looks good. I mean, maybe it's a little too dark green. And I want it to be a little behind where it's moving, so I'm going to make it appear, like, backwards in time. So subtract the current velocity, scale it by like 0.1. This will look good, I think. Little auras around the skull. What do you mean by that? Oh, that looks good. What I could do is I can make multiple particles appear. Like, I'll show you in a second. Geez, there's so many arguments. I have to, like, look at it. Here's what I can do. This is what I do for some of them to make them look a little bit more interesting. Is this what I want? No, opposite. 1. So this will be 0. And then 2 is I do multiple. I think I'll only do 2. But I do multiple and I layer them on top of each other. That's what I do for like the fireball and stuff, or like the flame imps with all the different colors. Is some of the colors have like a higher priority, so they appear before the other ones. Let's see where it lands. If you had a little tiny aura around the skull, just for animation purposes, like a nearly transparent version of the aura, you see where it lands. I'm still not exactly sure. Oh, that is a good point, Sphinx, but the dangerous thing about doing that is like this vector 2.0, this vector can be changed. And so if you pass this into something and it changes this by accident without knowing, then what will happen is everything else that uses this vector 0, which thinks this is 0, 0, won't actually be 0, 0. And so we had a problem with that where there was like a super weird bug where if you casted a spell, it would just break every other spell in the game that used this, because it would set 0 to something that wasn't 0, and then it would just break everything. So I've like made it a law to not use these because they're not actually constants. They're just like fake constants. So I don't like them. Does the Den of Darkness has a visible aura of decay? It does. Oh, what the hell? Oh no, not that. This one. Yeah, like that. It does. Yeah, so it happens with the colors as well, because all these colors, although they appear to be constant, you can still alter them. And so like you can alter green to be red, and then anything that tries to be green will be red instead. Weird stuff. Oh, wait, I don't think that looks different at all. That's because they're the same color. Let's see. What if I do this? I'll make it 2, and then I'll make it slightly smaller. So then this will look a little different. Not a huge fan. Because of that. Weird. I know for fire it works. That's very strange. It kind of like overwrites it with a weird color. Oh, it's probably because of this. That's the weirdest thing. One of the trails is kind of messing up the other. Strange. Oh, I think it's because of this. This should be alpha constant because it's on top of something. I think that's the problem. Yeah, it's just a little small, isn't it? It might be a little too small. That's what I want, but it doesn't look very good. What if I reverse the colors and make the end color the start color? Whoops, that's not what I wanted. What if I do this? Still not a fan. I think it just needs to be brighter. Maybe I'll make it green. I wonder what will happen if I do this. I'll make them have the same start size. It'll just be the other size. Well, actually, maybe that doesn't matter. Let's see. Uh-oh. That's not what I want at all. What the? Have I messed these up? How does the Z position even work? Now I'm so confused. Have I done these opposite? What if I make this like 1? I might have done these opposite. Did I do it? I'm not even sure what's going on anymore. Oh, I think it's because their life is the same. It's to be different. It does look a little cool. Now I don't know what to do. What if I do this? Then I can do this bright. Can I make it lighter? No. Or I can make it a little more white though. And that makes it a little brighter. Let's do 2. Yeah, the towers are pretty small. Because if you put like a wizard next to this, like the wizard is almost as big as the tower. Well, we could do that right now. Maybe these won't. Oh, that actually looks pretty good. I'll leave that for now. Now I'm kind of interested in another thing, which is changing the towers a little. And luckily the towers are very easy to change the size of. Here we are. Why don't I make... I'll make the rock tower really big. Because it's supposed to be very big. The evil tower can be like this. And the arcane tower can be like that too. Let's try this out. Oh wait, this is gonna like... I don't know what's going to happen, but we're going to see. I have to do it on the client side too, otherwise we won't see the differences. So I think I made it 3 and then 2, 2. Because the rock castle should be a little bigger. Let's take a look here. Oh, I am bigger now. Am I not? I think I'm bigger. Is that bigger? No. It looks bigger, but I don't think it is. Is that bigger? I can't even tell anymore. I think, yeah, that's definitely bigger, but maybe it needs to be even more bigger. What if I made it times 10? It's going to be massive now. So what? I'll teleport up here. I have to fix that, actually. This has been bothering me for so long. I have to fix it. It's when you go in a tower. Well, first let's see how big it is. Oh, we didn't change it at all. Well, this has been bothering me for so long. These spells aren't enabled because you're in a tower, right? So you jump. And it still says you can't use them because it hasn't told the client that it can use them yet. So I'm going to fix this because it's been pissing me off for a long time. Enter castle. Or did I make a leave castle? I think it's just enter castle none. Here it is. Enter castle none. Castle. Yeah, here it is when you jump. Aha. And then when I do that, send spellbook. Change. Aha. Spellbook. This is what I want. Oh my god. Now this shouldn't happen anymore. Now when I jump out. Oh, thank goodness. My god, that's been bothering me for a long time, so I fixed it. Yeah, it's a little, buff the range, yeah, it definitely is a little not proportionate, isn't it? So let's fix that. Hold up. I wanted to fix it so the tower's like huge. Oh, that's for the rock one I did. I want this. Let's just make them all huge then. Let's see what the huge castles look like. Here. Yeah, that's pretty big. Oh, look at me on the mini map. I'm huge. There's me sitting in the castle. Oh, that's a big castle. And the Aura of Decay is puny. Maybe I'll make the Aura of Decay the size of the wizard. Aura. Yeah, castle aura. Equals. Oh, this should happen afterwards, so that it knows the proper radius. Here. So now if I jump out, and then I'll hop back in here. There we go. We got a nice big Aura of Decay. Perfect. Well, here I am sitting in my tower. I grinded for this view up here. You gotta grind for a view like this. Yeah, maybe it should just be like this whole size of the map. Let's see. If I shoot a napalm, yeah, it shoots it out of the top, so you can like... Oh no, it doesn't shoot at the top, but it aims out of the top. It should shoot it out of the top. But yeah, a nice big castle. Nice. Oh shit, that's a bug. Oh my, I don't think that's supposed to happen. But I think I know what's causing it. I think I might know what's causing that. Maybe I don't know what's causing that. Interesting. Very interesting. Bigger than the tower radius. I can do that. I can definitely do that. When you get in a castle, the radius, and then plus 15, let's see. But maybe I should reset the size of these castles, because now they're a little too big to test this out. Maybe I'll just make them ×3 for now. And I'll make rock ×4. Actually, even ×3 is kind of small. Actually, ×3 was pretty accurate. I'll make the rock one a little bigger, though. ×3, ×4, ×3. Yeah, that could be cool too if the arcane castle changed in size. Oh look, I like how it like pops into being small again, but the radius is still huge for that. What the heck? So there's something going on here. Something is not turning off its shader properly, and it's destroying everything. And I have a feeling I know what the problem is. Aha, I found the culprit. If we are in an aura of decay, disable shader. We have to turn off the shader. I think that will fix it. Yeah. Oh, that guy got turned into a skeleton. Now he can throw bones. Yippee. Yeah, it would be a bigger hitbox, so it would be kind of a downside, even though it would be more cool. Let's take a look here. Maybe before I go, there was one more thing. So, oh yeah, when you make the tower now, it should be a little bit bigger. Yeah, so it is a little bit bigger. The only thing then is then if you make a tower, like if you make a tower right on the edge here, right on the smack dab edge, then you do this, you're almost gonna get like dunked in the water. And then you do. Oh, and I'll make the person's head bigger because now they look too small when they're in the tower. Yeah, too small, too small. How can I make, yes, wizard, whoops, render, oh jeez, render, here's the problem, make it, maybe let's say 3, let's see, oh, too big. That's even bigger than when you're small. How's that? Maybe even just a smidge smaller, and I think that would be perfect. Maybe 1.15. I think that looks just a little better. How does that look next to a regular wizard? Actually, that's just about the same size, so that's perfect. It's to scale. You don't get smaller. And I think it looks pretty good. The new Necrobolt kind of particle effect. Yeah, it looks good enough. Yep. Neat. I got my skeleton army now. Well, I think I'm going to wrap up the stream because I think we got a lot done, and it was great chatting with everybody, answering some questions. Thanks for everybody who came. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything else. Are there any more questions before I go? I'll answer any questions, but I think I'll be done development for now. If there's any questions, I'll answer them, but otherwise I'm going to head off. Oh yeah, more lightning spells. How about I'll leave that as a sneak peek for next stream. Thank you, yeah. I'm glad the stream was good. There is a suggestions box under the stream. Nobody's used it yet, but if someone wants to use it, I check it before every stream. So if you have a suggestion, throw it down there or just tell me directly on Discord. Yeah. I'll just link the Discord quickly for anyone who's just tuning in, maybe from Twitch or somewhere else. Check out our Discord if you're interested in the game. Make sure you wishlist us on Steam and register for a beta key. And the beta keys will probably be going out in the next few months, and then shortly after the beta, there'll be the release, and that'll be it. And then I'll take all the Wizards staff to Hawaii. Maybe not with this pandemic, especially. Yeah, especially everyone be safe, take care, stay in your houses. That's what I'll be doing.